Here is one example to find out the inverse of the matrix by row transformations. Now, the matrix A is given to you, which we have considered the same matrix which in this matrix we have considered, which is given in the previous video, that is to find the inverse of the matrix using adjoint method. So you can refer the same matrix, so that we have already found the determinant of the matrix as a -1 in that case. So we know this, so we are considering this. So we know that this is a non-singular matrix. So I should write this as it is a non-singular. And now we will start with, since we want to apply row transformations, we will consider this identity A into A inverse is equals to I. Here we know the value of I, so we just substitute what is A into A inverse equals to the identity matrix. Since it is a 3 by 3, we consider the 3 by 3 matrix here. Now the first thing is that we have to convert the whole matrix into identity matrix. So we will first complete the first column. Now here check that already 1 is existing, so no need to convert any other element into 1. So now we are supposed to convert these two elements into 0. This can be done simultaneously. The transformations which we are going to use is R2. Thus, this is the R2 where we want to convert this 1 into 0, and that is why in which position it is R2. So we consider R2 changes to the same thing we are going to supposed to write as per your elementary transformation rule. So R2. Now what is this number is 1. What is the opposite of this number is -1. So we will write -1 as the K. Okay, do you get it? That we are considering the opposite of this number as a -1. We will consider it as K times the 1 is already there in the first column at this position, which is in the first row. So minus R1. In the same manner, I want to bring this 2, convert it into 0. So which row I am supposed to convert is R3, and so I start with R3 changes to R3. Now which is this number I want to convert it into 0 is a 2. What is the opposite of this number is a -2. So our K will be -2 multiplied by which one we are going to use is not this, because we are going to change R2 also. We are going to change it with the help of R1. Or you can remember this, that when we are using the row transformation to complete the first column, we will always make use of R1 to bring the other elements zeros, convert it into 0. So this is the transformation, and whatever is there we can always find it out R2 minus R1. So 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2, 5 minus 3. So we have written the changes here. At the same time we are supposed to bring the same changes, that is R2 minus R1. So minus 1, 1 minus 0, 0 minus 0. Okay. Now R2, R3 changes to twice of R1. So 2 minus 2 times 1. So I get it at 0. 4 minus 2 times 2, that is once again 0. 7 minus 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. In the same manner here also we will change accordingly. 0 minus 2 times 1, 0 minus 2 times 0, 1 minus 2 times 0. So these are the numbers which we get. Now after completing this first column, now we switch over to the next column in where we are supposed to bring the first of all 1 in that column, and here we will always make use of this kind of the second type of transformation. Okay, so here we are considering the second type because here it is a minus 1. It is minus 1 multiplied by R2 will give me plus 1, and hence we are considering that. And so suppose here it would have been 2, then we would have written it as R2 upon 2 to get 1. Okay, so this is that. We are actually solving on the first example. We are going to solve one more example to get the idea. So here whatever the change we have written, minus 1 times, so just multiply by minus 1 to R2 of both the matrix and write the changes. Now next is that after bringing this one, now we will complete the second column. So when we are completing the second column, that means to bring the zeros in the respective positions, we are supposed to make use of R2 to get zeros. That is that now here you can see that the 0 is already there in R3, so no need of changing anything. But in R1 we have 2 which we are going to convert it into 0. So we will bring the change in R1 as R1 minus, see that the opposite of 2 is minus 2. So K becomes minus 2 multiplied by the R2. So when we are completing the second column, we are going to make use of R2. When we were completing the first column, we were using R1 as a Rj. In the second column, the R2 will be our Rj. And now according to that, whatever the change is there, R1 minus twice of R2, you can just find it out. These are the numbers which we are getting. Now to switch over to the next column. In the next column first bring 1, but which is already there in this example. So okay, fine, we will convert these two numbers into 0 form. That is, we are supposed to change the R1. R1 we are going to change here. The opposite of 7 is minus 7, so the K becomes minus 7, and we will consider now, see that Rj now become R3. Why? Because we are completing which column? The third column, and so we consider here R3. In the same manner, to convert this number into 0, we are changing R2 position, and R2 with the help of this opposite of this minus 2 becomes plus 2. So remember that K need not be always minus, it could be plus also. So plus 2 times R3, and now here I will write that the changes which we are getting here. A inverse is nothing but, here the R1 we want to change, which is R1 1 minus 7 times 0, which we get it as 1. 0 minus 7 times 0 is always 0. Then 7 minus 1 times 7 times 1 is 0. The next is R2. For R2 I want to change it in this way. So R2 0 plus 2 times 0 is 0. 1 plus 2 times 0 is 1. Minus 2 plus 2 times 1 is 0. and the last one is there is no change in the R3, so we write it as it is. So there is no change in R3, so I write it as it is. And now we will see the R1 minus 7 times. So minus 1 minus 7 multiplied by minus 2 is 14. 14 minus 1 is 13. So I am getting here 13. At the same time, 2 minus 7 times 0 is 2. Then 0 minus 7 times 1 is minus 7. Now R2, 1 plus 2 times, 1 plus 2 times R3. So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Then minus 1 plus 2 times 0 is minus 1. And 0 plus 2 times 1 is 2. So this is our identity matrix, and hence identity matrix multiplied by A inverse is A inverse, and ultimately we are getting the answer as this, which we can verify in the previous that in the adjoint method also we have found the inverse of the same matrix. Just check that the same inverse we are getting. This means that the inverse of the matrix is always unique, even though you are applying any of the method. Okay, stop here.